FSO305 Diversity and Inclusion. Hi everyone and welcome to today's interview. My name is Noor and for my Diversity and Inclusion midterm assignment, I'll be acting as your talk show host. This assignment is about listening and understanding someone else's life experience. Today, I am joined by my friend Janak, who has moved to Canada about 3 to 4 years ago as an international student. We are going to talk about his journey and his experience with diversity and inclusion in the workplace. Thank you so much for being here, Janak.
Thank you, Noor. I'm really glad to share my story.
Okay. So, to start off, can you tell us a little bit about your background and how it has shaped your experience in the workplace?
Yeah, of course. I came to Canada about 5 years ago from Nepal as an international student. I was studying IT, means computer programming, but at the same time, I had to work part time to support myself. Back home in Nepal, life is very community based. Family is close, people help each other, and things feel more connected. When I came here, everything felt very independent and fast. I had to manage school, work, rent, bills, and everything on my own. That experience shaped me a lot. It made me stronger, but it has also made me more aware of how different cultures operate, especially in workplaces.
That sounds really great experience you had till now. Have you ever felt included or excluded at work because of your identity?
Yes, I have felt both. When I first started working in the kitchen industry, my English was not as fluent as it is now. Some coworkers would make small comments about my accent or ask me to repeat myself in a way that felt embarrassing. They probably didn't realize it, but it made me feel different. There were also times in sales where customers would prefer speaking to someone else instead of me. That hurt, especially when you have already trying your best to survive in a new country. But I have also good experience. In one of my security jobs, my supervisor appreciated my work ethic and trust me with responsibility. That made me feel included and respected.
That's really great. What does diversity and inclusion personally mean to you?
For me, diversity is when people from different countries, cultures, and backgrounds are working together. But inclusion is deeper than that. Inclusion is when I don't feel like the international student or the immigrant guy. It's when I just feel like part of the team. It means people respect your background instead of judging it.
Even I had to go through that, my brother. So let's move to the another question. Can you describe a time when you felt truly valued at work?
Yes, when I was working as a sales associate, there was a time when I helped increase store sales because I suggested approaching customers differently. My manager actually listened to me and appreciated my effort in front of the team. As an immigrant student, that moment meant a lot. It made me feel like I wasn't working, I was contributing something important.
Have you ever witnessed discrimination or biasness in the workplace?
Yes, I have seen situations where international students were given heavier tasks or less flexible schedules compared to others. Sometimes it felt like management assumed we will not complain because we needed the job. I have also seen work politics where favoritism played a role in promotions. It can be discouraging when you work hard but feel like your background or status affect opportunities.
And do you feel your workplace actively promotes diversity and inclusion?
Honestly, some workplaces say they do, but in reality, it depends on the people in charge. Policies are there, but inclusion is about everyday actions. It's about how manager treats you, how coworkers communicate, and whether you feel safe sharing your opinions.
As speaking up on the topic, how comfortable do you feel speaking up if something unfair happens?
At first, I was not comfortable at all. As an international student, you were always thinking about your visa, your job security, your future. You don't want to risk anything. Over time, I gained more confidence, but I still think many newcomers stay silent because Survival comes first.
Exactly. What role do leaders play in creating an inclusive workplace?
Leaders are everything. If a manager respects diversity and treats everyone fairly, the team follow that example. But if leaders ignore unfair behavior or play favorites, that creates diversion. A good leader makes everyone feel equal, no matter where they come from.
What changes would you like to see in workplace to make them more inclusive?
I would like workplaces to understand the struggles of newcomers more. Many of us are balancing work, school, financial stress, and homesickness. Even small things like cultural awareness, training, or celebrating different traditions can make a big difference. It makes people feel seen.
Yeah, even in my opinion, I miss those festivals back home because over here we don't get much to see them. And last but not least, what advice would you give to students like us who are entering the workforce?
I will say don't be ashamed of your accent, your culture, or your background. Those are strengths. Also, build confidence slowly. This country, Canada, gives opportunities, but you have to push through challenges. And when you reach a position of power, one day, obviously treat others with fairness and empathy.
Thank you so much, Janak, for sharing your journey so honestly. Listening to your story really shows how diversity is not just about different faces in a workplace, it's about different struggles, experiences, and strengths. Your story highlights how important inclusion is, especially for newcomers trying to build a life in a new country. This conversation reminded me that real inclusion means understanding, empathy, and equal opportunity, not just policies on the paper. Thank you to everyone who is listening to this. This has been my diversity and inclusion midterm interview. This is the end. Thank you so much. Have a good day.